Opie here today. Hi, Opie. How you doing? All good. We're going to brush Opie today. He hasn't been brushed in about 2 days, and he has some not matting, but his curls are becoming more. Yeah, you can see them more now. So we're going to turn him this way and start brushing. First of all, I'm going to just check with a comb whether there are any mats. I don't think there are, because again, he was brushed about 2 days ago. I'm looking behind the ears. There's nothing. Behind the legs, there's also nothing. It just is a little dew for brushing. Alright. What I'm going to do first is check his eyes. Actually, I don't know how well you can see here. Opie, stay. Let me just check the live. Alright, he's visible. Right, so I'm going to check his eyes because Cockapoos and any poodle breeds, not only poodles actually, a lot of different breeds get these dry bits around their eyes. Because it's not very severe, it's just very little things. I am just taking them out, and that's all. And before we begin, I'm actually going to spray him with, Opie, stay? With this You Stink spray, just because he is due for a bath soon, and he stinks a little bit. I'll cover his eyes, shake this, and then run into the hair. And now with the brushing, it will help it spread. Right. So what I'm prepared with is a comb and a brush, a slick brush, so it can go very nicely through the hair. Now I've checked with the comb for mats. There aren't any mats, so I can just continue with the slick brush. Right, I'll start with the head, just because I know that Opie doesn't like his head being touched or around his muzzle here. So I'm just going to get over with it because he doesn't like it. Right. By the way, this is our first live on TikTok. If you know what to do during a live, hitting those buttons and stuff, please do, because I have no idea what to advise you to do during a live. But anyway, okay. So I do brush him. Sorry, I'm just focused. Along the direction of the hair, right? I brush him along the direction of the hair first to make sure that I'm not going to hit any knots, any mats. And then I turn over and I brush against the direction of growth to make everything nice and fluffy. Hopefully that's visible on camera as well. Then I go for the ears. I grab the ear so that I don't pull from his head, and he then will absolutely feel uncomfortable. So I will just brush while holding the ear until I don't feel any resistance anymore. Normally at the end is where you feel the most resistance. And then I would flip the ear. Opie, please. I would flip the ear like so and do the inside of the ear as well. Until it's nice and fluffy and silky and smooth. Also, I've learned with the slick brush, it's not always about this movement, it's about down and up, down and up, down and up. That's the best way to get great results with a slick brush. You will see me from time to time doing these straight movements, but this is just me going through the hair, trying to fill out whether there's anything serious. And if there isn't, I incorporate the down and up movement, yeah? Right, moving on to the other ear. By the way, I also don't see if anyone's commenting or anything because I've turned to the good camera facing me, so yeah, the whole chat, the whole screen is not visible for me unless I come to the phone to check it. I'll figure out a better way in time. And I'll definitely check the comments later and reply to any questions if there are any about brushing and grooming in general. Obi is due for a bath, as I said in the beginning, this week. He kind of stinks already a little bit. Maybe my tolerance is lower than most people's. But yeah, I do give him a bath maybe every 3 weeks, 2-3 weeks, depending on what kind of walks we've been on. Yeah, and what the weather was. And here in the UK, the weather can be quite bad. So if it was like a 2-week period of bad weather, I'll definitely give him a bath at the end of those 2 weeks. Right, I am moving on to the rest of his body, and I'll start with the front legs because again, he doesn't like anything to do with his face or front paws. Now the trick here is you hold one leg and you brush the other, because they have nowhere to go this way. They'll have to balance on that leg. So it will be easier to brush the other leg. Now, me and Obi, we've worked a lot on trust and on his anxiety around brushing and trimming and everything. So he kind of trusts me right now and he's relaxed. Not every dog will be like that. And if yours isn't, it's just about working, giving treats, giving them what you know they like, and having a lot of pauses. Now, this leg is nice and fluffy now. However, I need to brush the paw, so I'm going to just take it like that and brush it. So yeah, if your dog is not staying still like Opie is right now, then make sure to take a lot of pauses. Make sure to make it a routine. If it is a routine, then they will expect it every single morning. And in time, it will become less and less of an anxious, uncomfortable experience because they know it's coming. And when you establish that routine, and during establishing that routine, make sure you have their favorite treats, their favorite toy, something that you know they will like as a reward. And take a lot of pauses. You brush the head, take a pause, give a treat, so that they know it's okay that this is happening. Right. I've done exactly the same with this other front leg, and he's actually doing very well. Sometimes he pulls away a bit more, and sometimes, like today, he is just more cooperative, which I love. Now I'm going to run the brush through his body just to make sure that there isn't anything that's really bad. At this part, like he's just pushing against me with his head to make himself feel more comfortable, which, yeah, I don't blame him. Now, Opie licks a lot around his genitals and here where the flap is. And I know that because there is dry hair here from all the saliva that he's been leaving. During the day when I see him, I say no and I try to make him stop, because the more they lick in that area, the more germs they're introducing to the area, the more pollution they're introducing to the area, and that makes the area can make the area inflamed or itchy, or yeah, it's just not great for them. So the less they do it, the better. And if you catch your dog do that, please try and stop them, because it's a vicious cycle. As soon as it clears out and they start licking again, they introduce germs again, and the cycle starts again. So pay attention to that part. We almost hit the point where he had an infection, and I noticed that because he was walking at home. He never does anything bad at home. He doesn't poo or pee at home. But then he was walking, licking the area, and there was liquid coming out of his private parts. And I was like, oh no, what is this? But it wasn't pee. It was just liquid that comes out to clear the area. So yeah, obviously we spoke with the vet, and they suggested that we need to give him some medicine. The medicine didn't help. What helped the most was keeping that area clean and making him not lick the area. Now what I'm going to do, and I'm going to demonstrate on this side, I'm going to lift the leg here and very gently brush out this area where he was licking, because I can see all the dry saliva. Very gently. He doesn't like it. Obviously, I wouldn't like it as well. Very gently, not to hurt the area, because the slick brush is metal. Okay, cooperate. Now the same thing that we did with the front paws. You can hold one of the legs, use it as leverage, and brush the other in the places where you cannot reach easily when you're holding the leg. And then you can proceed with just lifting it and doing the paws, because that's a bit hard when he's stepping on it. So I try to do side to side, upwards, and down. So hitting all directions to make that hair nice and fluffy and brush through thoroughly. Right, the other leg, I'll do the paw first. Again, side to side, upwards, to make it nice and fluffy. Now I can also just hold it in place, because he doesn't mind his back legs being brushed. The only problem is the front. Again, he's being really good. Go backwards, yes please, thank you, stay. Okay, stay. Okay. He knows that we're still doing this, and there is no coming back, because again, we've established a routine. Every morning, we brush his teeth as well, though I did change to the evening, just to make sure that he doesn't eat anything after brushing the teeth, so I can maybe film live this evening to show you how I brush his teeth. I can't brush them all, he doesn't let me, but a little bit is better than nothing. Plus then he distributes the toothpaste everywhere, and it stays there during the night, so that's good. Now I'm going to move to his tail and his back area. Sometimes he does have some dry poop at the exit here. I know, baby, stay. So I'm just trying to take it out. Okay, I'll fix that later. Right. Now with the tail, again, if you're just pulling, it will pull too much. So grab the area that you want to brush, grab it at the beginning of the hair and brush through, so you don't cause any pain and you don't cause any discomfort. Once the brush is gliding better, then you can start with longer movements and brush through the whole tail. But in the beginning, short movements to lift the hair and brush through the main bits, and then brush through the whole tail. Now this slick brush is gliding really nicely, so I can allow myself to just do longer movements. But if you start with longer movements from the beginning, it will just hurt them. It won't be nice. Nice and fluffy. Good job, Opie. Opie, sit. Sit. Opie, sit. Yes, good sit. Good job. Good boy. I'll give him a treat later because I forgot to bring in the room. Good shake. Yeah, that's it. This is Opie. Sit. Sit. Opie, sit. Okay, he won't sit, but you can see him all brushed out, all nice and fluffy. And that's what we do every day. Let us know whether you want us to see, or whether you want to see from us more videos like this, more videos with brushing, with bathing him, trimming his hair, and or a full groom as well. I'll be happy to know. Thank you very much. Have a great day.